Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I'm going early tonight because you know who is going to be on television program tonight at 9 o'clock, and I want everybody to take the time, if they get a chance, to watch what's going to be said there. I understand the whole hour. It's going to be for the whole hour, and of course, I want to have a little conversation with you all prior to that. So. We all know, let me see if I'm past my 30 seconds. Yeah. Um, we all know, or many may not know, about a tragic event. And the person was reported in the news as a female. Okay. Hi, Sandy. How are you? And there were different descriptions from different news agencies that's caused a little bit of an uproar. So let me say hi to people while they're coming in. Hi, B Dog. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Donna. How are you doing? So everybody's filing in, and I'm talking about that terrible incident. And I have to watch my words, and just remember for new people coming in the chats that we don't use foul language, and any words that may be a problem with you, Tizzle, we put numbers instead of vowels, like 4 for an A or 3 for an E. And we want to keep the chat safe. Keep everybody be nice to one another. New people come on board. We'll see how they do. And hi, Mary. Hi, Linda. Outlandish Patriot. How are you, Sharon? How are you, William? Mike 1176. Hi, Kim. Damon. Everybody's rolling in. Lucy, how are you doing? And Doug's in this evening. B-Dog. Well, as we know, you may have seen some of the reports about this incident, but I'm going to get to that. I'm going to talk about this thumbnail. I put gears down in capital letters, and I'll tell you why in a minute. And after who? Question mark? All together now. Us. They're after us. And we know who's in the way, right? We know who's in the way. And he said at his last rally, hopefully I won't have to be in the way anymore because we'll be able to take care of ourselves. He's breaking down the system they've constructed to bind our hands, cover our mouths where we can't speak. We get all that down. We won't need to have somebody come to rescue. We'll take care of ourselves. Thank you very much. So, okay, so we have another MASS. A 28-year-old woman. Now, we know what the controversy is and the quandary these news agencies that are WOKE, what kind of quandary they're in, because they have to use the right terminology, right? So let me pull up some of these reports I have. This one is breaking. Suspect in Nashville school shooting was a 28-year-old woman. Earlier reports from officials suggested that the perpetrator might have been a teenager. Well, no, it wasn't. It was a 28-year-old. Then you have a Washington Post contributor just thanked someone who posted that the Christian school in Nashville that was SHOT up today was a religious indoctrination center. Isn't that something? And this person said, I don't condone Audrey Hale's actions, although I understand their out. and turned that distress on themselves. And we got into that last night. This person turned their anger and hatred out towards others. All right. Now, one was 8 years old, and the other was 9 years old, and a number of adults. Who's muted? Hi, Georgia. Hi, Mike. I already said hi to Mike. Stacy, how you doing? Camperman. So, in case you all didn't hear that, I said the last person, I went out some. Oh, okay. Losing sound. All right. So, all right, let's see how I'm sounding right now. I will try to go to another location and I'll keep talking. What I said was that the person I talked about last night turned their distress on their condition inward on themselves and took matters into their own hands towards themselves. Within a period of 24 hours, you have this person taking out their frustrations on little ones, other people. And I want to see how the sound is doing now that I've changed my situation. I don't know if it has to do with where the satellites are in the sky or what. Let me see what the reports are on my sound. That's right, B-Dog. I should have done the title I was talking about last night. Millstones and Deep Oceans. Millstones and Deep Oceans. And many of you know what that means in the chats. And if you don't, it says in the Bible, I'm paraphrasing, it's not exact words. It would be better for someone to have a millstone tied around their neck and be thrown in the deepest ocean than to cause a little one to stumble. Let me see. I'm trying to see what you're talking about, Mary. I don't know if that's my on topic. Mark Z commented, a friend let her know a woman that works for administration asked her to take her children for 10 days. No, I wouldn't let him have them for 10 minutes. DC, that's devil's country. They can call it Magic Kingdom. I'll call it that too, but I call it devil's country now. Devil's country. Oh, really? Outlander says. Yeah, everybody read Outlandish's comment. Howdy, Pappy Bit 2 Bears. So, yeah, the police responded within 4 minutes of the beginning of this episode, and the person involved lost their life. So they were counted as part of these fatalities. Of course, it's true. It's, anytime a life is lost. But why I put in the thumbnail into capital letters, gears down. Do you remember those of you who were paying attention to the 17 letter? They had a post in there referring to gears down. I don't know if that means coming in for a landing. They were talking about being at 40,000 feet before that. And just before I went live, Dan Scavino put up a short video clip. It looked like to me the inside of the cockpit of Air Force One, looking out over Reagan International Airport. And he said, 7 years ago today, is what he had in capital letters. And you play the video, and it shows the landing of the plane in I believe this was Reagan International, but I believe it was symbolic of something. So gears down. I don't know. We'll see. And I was asked in the comments, did I think Biden would be out early? And I suppose the inference would be, would Trump be back early? But I don't know about that part. But I think it's fair to say, given the torrent of information that's coming out concerning the money from CHYNA, his son, his continuing cognitive decline, and a rather fast clip of people being not quite removed from their positions, but in, I guess you'd call them secure locations, as we discussed last night. Fetterman, McConnell, Feinstein. I don't see that he can make it that long. But of course, I thought the same thing when Bader Ginsburg got along as far as she did. Yes, Kim, you heard right. And I'll get back on that subject. You heard right, Kim. And that's what they're trying to change. And I was saying was the quandary that these new news organizations have. They're saying, most of them are saying that it was a woman, 28-year-old woman. But now it's that they have misgendered this individual. Let me see if I can find it. That someone is complaining, is it USA Today? Yes, here it is. They made a complaint that USA Today misgendered this person. USA Today has accused the Nashville police of misgendering the transgender school shooter. And then here it is, says USA Today, and below that it says, police on Monday afternoon said that the shooter was a transgender man. Officials had initially misidentified the gender of the shooter because USA Today, I suspect, said it was a woman. So they've got these rules that, who the heck can figure it out? USA Today said it was a transgendered woman. Oh no, you made a mistake. It's really a transgender man. And CBS just put up and said it was a 28-year-old woman. Okay. And I posted on my community tab pictures showing this person on social media, Audrey Hale, illustrator and graphic designer, Nashville, Tennessee, United States. After the name, it says he/him. So there's no controversy over whether the person was a transgender or not. But they just don't know. They don't know how what to put after that word. Okay. So the other term I think I'm gonna come up with, and I'll have to spell it out. Well, I'll say I'll break it up in two pieces. Trantifa. Trantifa, right? Trantifa, because most of them are of that persuasion, right? So if you put in the chat, you just spell it, the A with a 4. Trantifa. So anyway, this person said they were a commercial illustrator and graphic designer. The other picture I put up, if you do go to my community post, is this person uh, in a photo in their office, apparently posing. Uh, Now the social media posts I just read, you could look at it and say, well, you would say that that's a female. Okay. Now in the post in the office picture, this person has a tie and a shirt and dressed in man clothes and has glasses on, and their style's a little different. So you would go, I don't, well, not knowing anything, you would be a little up in the air, right? Along with this picture in the office, there is part, I guess, of their graphic design work, toys and books, obviously a children's uh, illustration, and then a picture showing characters from The Lion King, a Disney movie, and I guess some computer work on the screen and flowers on the desk. But I was watching a report today that was talking about the Brian Koberger situation, right? The Idaho 4, remember? It's ongoing. He hadn't had his trial. He's sitting in jail, and most everybody knows what he did. And I can't say it in graphic terms, but what he did to those college students, 4 of them. Now the controversy is the university is going to tear down the house where the offenses were committed, right? And people are putting their opinions in on the matter. Some of them are nervous, including parents of the victims or relatives of the victims that are saying, hey, if you tear this down before the trial, could it hurt the chances of him being convicted? And that's a valid question. But without that issue, there is universal agreement that the property should be leveled. That is too horrible what happened in there for it to continue to be standing. Now, taking that in mind, and I agree, if it doesn't affect the prosecution, or if the person's already prosecuted, case solved, yes, tear it down. Tear it down. Especially if that's what the property owner wants and everybody involved. My question is, with this person and their artwork, because we know one of the ways these what I call radicals, I'm sorry, but I call them radicals, how they get funded is they get money from school budgets for their, quote, artwork. They get money from the school library for their books that we all know about. Automatically, you have thousands of books being bought, or tens of thousands, and put into schools all over the place. And this so-called author of these repugnant books gets this money, and those books sit on the shelf, or if they do get used, they get used to do things and communicate things to young ones that we don't agree with. But they're being financed in their lifestyle, they're being reinforced in their convictions, and it's the false economy I talked about last night. But if they're going to tear down the Koberger house, I wouldn't want my child in the future to be looking at an illustration in a so-called children's book drawn by this person. And I'm not calling for book burning, but I am saying that this type of work that was being done in children's books needs to be removed. It's the product of a red rummer. That's spelled backwards. You know why? Would we have paintings from John Wayne Gacy in children's books? Hell no. And if they were by accident, they'd be removed. So the same thing for this situation. So as we all know, Mr. T is going to be, yes, I said Mr. T, I pity the fool. Someone was joking around last night about that. And yeah, it's funny. I remember the A-Team and all that stuff. But anyway, Mr. G is going to be on handy at 9, and that's why I came up early, and I wanted to discuss this. And these people are not playing around. I said that before. I said they were dangerous, and they're not playing around, and they're going to get desperate. And the writing is on the wall that this, for lack of a better term, fairy tale existence of corporations throwing money at this philosophy, religion, whatever you want to call it, school budgets and government organizations pumping money where the person's job is to become something they are not. That's their job. That's all going to come to an end. And they know it. They know it's coming. I was reading about some saints that we have from over the centuries, and I'll get into that tomorrow. But it's very interesting. Two in particular, I'll get into that. One of them brought up how Christ needs to have retribution. That was by a saint in the 1930s, discussing praying for souls in purgatory. And I'll get her exact quote, but I thought that was awful strange that I read that last night, and I had talked about it just hours before. But anyway, from across the world, on the other side of the world, it is reported what happened in Nashville, Tennessee. Okay? And I'm going to read this report to you. Today in Nashville, Tennessee, quote, Audrey Hale, a biological female that identifies as a transgender male, using the pronouns, quote, he/him, unquote, on their LinkedIn, KILLE'd 6 Christians at a Presbyterian private school, 3 of them being children. The SH00TING is also dead. Authorities believe that the transgender offender had previously attended the Christian school. The local Now, this is pretty detailed for something to be on the other side of the world. Police state that there is surveillance footage of the incident. They will be releasing it sometime in the near future. It is believed that the motive is related to the person's gender identification. Then the reporter puts their own thoughts on the matter. It says, in the West, there is a war against God. This is madness. So, of course, we're not going to hear that kind of reporting here. Google account. So anyway, I'm just looking through the chat. So anyway, we can, those of us who have been in the chats for a while and all through my old channel, we can fill up a hand with how many times we've had the similar kind of actions from a similar kind of offender. Okay? Just like a Google account said. The one in Texas, right? The 4th of July one, just like a woman just to escape, right? Colorado. So anyway, this one, so there's four. There's four just off the top of my head. But here's a CBS News report that's on YouTube right now that I put a link to in my community page. It says, now they can say these words, CBS News, they're a big channel. I can't, okay? I can't, so I'll spell it a little bit. But it says SHOOTER in Nashville, school identified as a 28-year-old woman, okay? They made no mention. So they're in a quandary. They can't say the T word. And if they say what they really were at birth, they're going to be told they misgendered somebody. So here's a report that she had a manifesto. We already read that. Let's see. B-Dog says they demonize, then scream for violence. The old playbook. That's right. And this is on top of the story that was making big rounds. Just the day before, about this person, Jazz Jennings, that even Tim Poole did a story on. Nikki was telling me and discussing her show, unhappy with gender transition, and the mother threatened her. Well, he's actually a him, but they actually removed an integral part, I'll put it that way. And so they're sitting in their home, overeating, won't communicate. And I can tell you what, if they did that to me, I wouldn't come out of my room either. If they did that to me, if I was a child. So anyway, Posobia put up an article, flashback. Transgender teen sentenced to life in prison for deadly Colorado school shooting. That was in Reuters. Reuters reported this. A Colorado transgender teenager who admitted taking part in a Denver area charter school bang bang last year that left one student DEAD and 8 others wounded was sentenced Friday to life in prison. So there's a flashback. So you all know that Mr. T is going to be on Hannity tonight at 9 o'clock. And they have a few minutes where they, do commercials and intros and stuff like that. But I won't keep you from it. Let's all make sure we blow the ratings out, all right, compared to CNN and all those other bunches, all right? But I got a couple minutes, so I'll keep going. We have where a drunken thief, tried to steal a statue of the Archangel Saint Michael, okay? He stole the statue from the church, trips, and is injured by the angel's sword. A drunken thief was injured after falling on the sword of a statue of Saint Michael the Archangel that he was trying to steal from a church in Monterrey, Mexico. Ouch. That's a little bit of rough justice there, isn't it, folks? Doug, it's going to be 10 o'clock. So I'll be on tomorrow night. That's why I'm doing a little special broadcast tonight. Because it'll be close to midnight before I get off if I go on tonight. Cheryl says she doesn't get Fox, but you could probably watch it on Utizzle or Bumble. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up. Nikki said, I appreciate that. Nick's Creations. Michael don't like to be manhandled. That ain't going to happen. Hi, Robert. Miss Mendersue, camperman. So let me see. We got a couple minutes. I had these stories, but I did want to talk about. Clandestine pointed out something very interesting that we've been keeping an eye out for, and we get our expectations up and then down and up and then down. Talking about Dr. Fauci. It's been 15 weeks since Elon announced the coming of the Fauci files. I don't know what the lawyers are lawyering about behind closed doors, but whatever is going on must be significant to create this sort of delay. Or did they find more criminality? Then you see this thread posted, the famous one where Elon Musk said, "My pronouns are prosecute / Fauci." And after a lot of something to Elon where he said back to them, truth resonates. And the person said, will this be explained in a new Twitter files part? And Elon said, yes. So that is bubbling, but I think they're trying to keep everybody focused right now. So that's why it's so important to see what Mr. T has got to say to us tonight. Because some people say I haven't got that. I haven't got FOX. Well, see, let's see. Right Side Broadcasting, RSB. Hi, honey. That's right, Dottie. He's a warrior angel. DS communication blackout. Yep, we'll see if that happens. They've been looking for that for years. Oh, Outlandish Patriot said, Mount Man, I'll let you know Miss T comes on handy. I've got it up, so just keep talking. Ha ha. Thank you, Outlandish. I got that on the screen, folks. Let's see. Yeah, Robert, I agree. Can't say it, but I agree. Well, you've got Outlandish. You've got what are you watching it on? RSBN. That way, Cheryl can see. Can go to where it's at. Oh, have you all heard that? This was about 20 minutes before I went live. It was reported Rand Paul had a staffer attacked, an STABBED, repeatedly in the head in broad daylight in Washington, D.C. The staff member was repeatedly stabbed with a knife on the 1300 block of H Street Northwest. Or Northeast, I'm sorry, Northeast Street. And there's a picture of Rand Paul there. And they put a statement out. I guess it happened this past weekend. A member of my staff was brutally attacked in broad daylight in Washington, D.C., Paul wrote. I ask you to join Kelly and me in praying for the speedy and complete recovery and thanking the first responders, hospital staff, and police for their diligent actions. We are relieved to hear the suspect has been arrested. At this time, we would ask for privacy so everyone can focus on healing and recovery. And they even went so far as to post a suspect's name. And it says 42-year-old Glynn, Glynn, of Southeast DC, was arrested and charged with assault with intent to kill. So we'll see if Muriel Bowser tries to step in front of that prosecution, the way they did in Chicago, okay, with you know who, Jesse. That's right, Stacy. It's crazy. They're just now reporting it happened this weekend. That's right. I got a notification. Let me see here. Holy cow. I I have to do some fireworks sounds. Bang, boom, pop, wow, boom. Cameraman, just hit me up on Buy Me a Coffee. Thank you, cameraman. I see the notification up in the corner of my phone here. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, where is Donna? Jack said, Donna's right here. Oh, Donna said Trump's on. Is Trump on? Okay, folks. DJT is talking about brag. All right, folks. Well, we got to go watch it on Fox News. I appreciate y'all staying with me this long. Thank you, Camperman, for helping me out on the Buy Me a Coffee link. Thank you all for giving me your precious time, as I always say. And I've got a support link in the description for anybody who wants to help an old man out. And I will be seeing you all tomorrow night, folks, if everything goes okay. So you all have a great night. And I want to go see Mr. T, and let's blow those ratings out of the roof. This is Mountain Man. No, I'm not Climber. Robert. Climber. Robert. No, I said earlier it would be 10 o'clock before I could get back on at the earliest. And I can't go to almost midnight now. But we can get together tomorrow night. Let's listen to what he has to say. Cogitate on it, because things are not always as they seem. When he talks, sometimes you got to say to yourself, what does he mean? Aha. Okay, folks. So let's do that. And you all have a great night. And I'll be seeing you soon. This is Mountain Man, over and out.